Hi, today I'm going to talk about the real science behind what attracts women. It looks like muscles or money or look that really attract women. The answer might surprise you. I am Dr. Deepak Gayakar, psychiatrist, sexologist, hypnotherapist and de-addiction specialist, working at Akola from last 44 years. And now today I am going to reveal you the real science behind attraction. So just stick around because the findings I am about to share might completely change how you think about fitness, dating and even your health. For years, researchers have tried to figure out what makes men physically attractive to women. The obvious suspects: height, facial attractiveness, or overall body size. Height, for instance, has been linked to attractiveness across cultures. But height alone doesn't tell the whole story. In a study by Griffith University and California State University, researchers measured actual physical traits to see which ones truly predicted attractiveness. They recruited young college men and took standardized photographs. One set full body and shirtless, another showing the upper body in tank tops, both with faces hidden. They also tested physical strength using grip tests, measured height, weight, and calculated body fat percentages. Then they showed these photos to women, dividing them into two groups. One rated perceived strength, the other rated attractiveness. And here is what they found. The perceived upper body strength was the single strongest predictor of male attractiveness. Women were surprisingly accurate at estimating strength just from the photos. Men who looked stronger were constantly rated as more attractive. Developed shoulders, visible chest, and defined arms accounted for over 70% of how attractive women rated men's bodies. Height, it explained only about 10% of attractiveness ratings once strength and body composition were factored in. Even shorter men who looked stronger were rated more attractive than taller men who looked weaker. Strength is powerful. From an evolutionary standpoint, it makes perfect sense. So upper body strength signals protection, survival, and resource capability. Quality is deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology. Another key finding: the V-shaped body proportion. Broad shoulders and chest relative to a smaller waist. Now, surprising things came out. The shoulder to waist ratio was strongly predictive of perceived strength and attractiveness. This ratio was very important. Even among men of similar overall size, those with more pronounced V shapes scored consistently higher than anybody else. So from a medical standpoint, which makes sense too, broad shoulders and muscular development reflect good sex hormone levels, that is testosterone levels, and obviously physical fitness. So while a narrow waist suggests low visceral fat and better metabolic health. It's very important, V shape. So narrow waist reflects that. Evolutionarily, women may have developed these preferences because such traits signal good genes and health. So evolution wise also it is important. Your body constantly communicates your health, genetics and physical capability. All these things are constantly reflected, communicated by the body, And women's brains, consciously or not, are experts at reading these signals, whether they know it or not. They are consciously or unconsciously. Now, here is what it gets even more fascinating. Women's preferences shift depending on the kind of relationship they are seeking. So whether they are seeking short-term or long-term relationship. If they are seeking short-term relationships, the preference for muscularity, strength and height becomes much stronger in a short-term relationship. But when asked to design their ideal short-term partner, women spend nearly 40% of their attraction focus on physical traits like strength and muscularity. But if asked for long-term relationships, so when it was asked long-term relationships, physical attractiveness still matters. So mind well. Yet traits like kindness, reliability, emotional stability, resource potential, communication become far more important than only strength and power. The preference for extreme muscularity decreases slightly because when women prioritize emotional and relation stability because they look for long-term relationship. Still, even in long-term partnerships, strength and proportion remain desirable. It's not like that they don't want it, strength and this muscular strength and power. So they just become part of a broader package of qualities. Here's the exciting part. The physical traits women find most attractive are the same traits that are markers of good health. Good upper body strength indicates better cardiovascular health, better cardiovascular system, stronger bones, improved insulin sensitivity, and lower risk of metabolic illnesses. The V-shaped torso with a lower waist circumference signals lower visceral fat and reduced risk of heart disease, diabetes, blood pressure, and even certain cancers. So, if you work towards developing your upper body strength, building that V shape, and maintaining a healthy body composition, you are not just boosting attractiveness, you are building optimal health. So, it's kind of win-win situation. The same exercises that sculpt this ideal physique like pull-ups, rows and presses also enhance cardiovascular fitness, bone density and functional strength. So what's the bottom line? Bottom line is improving your muscular strength and silhouette will elevate both your health and attractiveness. So if you are interested in attractiveness, remember this. If you enjoyed this video, please share with at least one person who might get benefit out of this video and he'll be more attractive and will be enjoying his sexual life. So thank you very much. Please share, subscribe and like the channel. Thanks a lot.